have one family, the Wilson family. One of their sons, they were in a bad car crash and he was airlifted to a hospital.
He sustained a traumatic brain injury, putting us in children's hospital, having brain surgery.
Between that time and the time of the surgery, something dramatic had happened.
We have seen year after year AOA ministering to our kids. He wants to be in drama camp. We'll do whatever we can.
My name is Paige Kemper, and I've been the coordinator for the Elkhart County Homeschool Drama Group for 10 years now. One of the reasons our family loves to do the Academy Drama Groups is because of the character building. We want there to be a good plays, obviously at the end, but for us it's just so much more important to see the children grow through the years and their confidence and their communication and their love for the Lord. I have seen so many children who have come out of their shells to just be great communicators. That's been the real blessing for myself and my family, is to see the growth of the children. The Academy comes in, they have the sets, they have the costumes, they have the makeup, they do the blocking. The children already know their lines, but there's so much work that goes into it for the Academy to adjust to different stages and to adjust to different group of children and their strengths and weaknesses. The team is so good. They do devotions. They have devotions with the guys and the gals, and then team devotions with all of the children. It's just extraordinary how this gets done in 1 week. A lot of these kids, this is something they look forward to all year long. And we have one family, the Wilson family, who has been with us since 2016. It was around Christmas time, I believe, when I found out that one of their sons, Jackson, was on his way to youth group, and somebody pulled out in front of them and they were in a bad car crash. And Jackson was extremely hurt. He was, my understanding is, he was airlifted to a hospital.
On December 11th, Jackson was involved with 3 siblings in a really serious car accident. From that accident, there were significant injuries that a young guy really doesn't typically rebound from very well.
We had no idea when he woke up what he was going to be like. We had no idea if he would remember us, just nothing.
My wife and I were told that in addition to the obvious injuries, he had blood that looked like it had passed the dura, meaning he had blood in the brain. In the frontal part of the brain, that's associated with things like personality and memory, and part of that part of the brain is involved with motor function. We may not have the same Jackson back that we had prior to the incident.
I just remember we were driving along and somebody pulled out in front of us. I fell unconscious because I hit my head so hard and it broke a gash right along the side of my head.
The doctors tried to prepare us for lots of things, but we prayed and we prayed, and lots of people were praying for Jackson.
So they had to cut the side of my head open and put a metal plate up there.
It was a tough night, really tough night, and the surgeon came out about 4 in the morning and let us know that she had completed the surgery, but she had found no blood on the brain. And so we were rejoicing and celebrating that it appeared between that time and the time of the surgery that something dramatic had happened. We can credit the surgeon for doing a good job, but we're also crediting God.
One day, as we were trying to get him to talk, because he was just whispering, he wasn't talking a whole lot, and I just asked him if he knew his lines, and in a loud voice, with his British accent, he proceeded to just belt out all of his lines.
I woke up, I think around 2 weeks after the accident. Around a week later, I could remember my lines. You have to know your lines so well that you are able to say them in your sleep.
So we were in shock. It just opened up a whole new door. We were thinking, okay, well, he remembers a lot of things. He even remembers his lines. And as the days continued to progress and God just continued to do miracles and tubes kept coming out, it started to be a possibility. Could it be that we would end up back at AOA?
3.5 weeks later, we were dismissed from the hospital, and I can declare that Jackson, he is 110% of the young man he was before. So we thought, well, if he's well enough to remember his lines and move around and do the things that we normally would have him be doing, he's certainly well enough to participate in the AOA Drama Week.
I talked with Tiffany, his mom, and said, you know what, we want to have him, we will work with you. If he needs to rest, if he can't come a day, that's okay.
Being willing to work with him and his limitations, that just means so much. I've been here every day with him, just watching him. See, is he gonna get tired? Is this gonna be too much for him? Are the lights gonna be too bright? All these things the doctors are trying to warn us, and nothing has been a problem at all. He's made it full days, has been doing great, and totally enjoying drama camp like he normally would. So we're just really thankful.
He is a walking miracle, and the Academy has had an impact on these children because they come in, they work in their lives, and they give them the character and the challenge to grow and to love the Lord and to follow the Lord wherever that takes them.
We've seen our kids greatly impacted by what happens at seminars every year. So for us, it was just a no-brainer. He wants to be in drama camp. We'll do whatever we can for him to be in drama camp. Huge motivator for him to be up, walking around, talking, getting his brain active again. We love what AOA does. We love the mission. We love how they pour into our kids, and we have seen the good fruit from what AOA is doing, lived out in the lives of our older kids who are now married and have gone on, and our younger kids who are coming up.
Why is it important for us that he be able to participate? We would have to say, number one, we want this to be a declaration of God's glory and healing power in our son's life. For all of those who may hear his story, that there is hope. And there were some dark times, but each of those dark times that we went through was an opportunity to let go of some of the idols and the things we would hold to for healing and just fully rely on God and let him do his thing. And he was faithful to do that. And so we want this to be a celebration to anybody who would be in a dark place. Jackson's recovery is certainly a testimony to God's power and willingness to do some miraculous and mighty things in anybody's life.